90-86 victory over Hampton. Coach built a 14-point lead in the first half. Free throws might have not allowed us to able to pull away in the second half. It got down to a one-possession game, but made free throws when it mattered. 5 out of 6 the last 30 seconds. But I'm going to take a timeout. Something you want to address with everybody here before we start talking about the game?
Yeah. So we haven't. Obviously, Johnny Lovelace was not with us tonight. So last Thursday, in practice, he had a really severe injury, and he will be out for the year. It was a pretty traumatic injury. He's not nothing that will jeopardize his life, but for sure will be out for the year. So the team had to deal with that, and he's still waiting to have surgery on it, and so it was a pretty emotional last few days. So we want to wish Johnny the best, and he'll be with us in spirit. But he was playing at such a high level and had really come so far since he's been here. Just one of those things. Nobody touched him, and just had a really bad serious accident. So wishing him the best. He was with us. If you guys saw, we had the tilt the floor, and we changed those shooting shirts to the double O's, and we're double zeros for Johnny tonight. So I know he's with us, but wanted to give everybody an update.
Thanks, Coach. And then we'll give everyone an update when we do have one in the future. So let's step back to the present. Coach Bart Lundy, freshman Stevie Elam. Coach, then, if you want an opening statement from the game, and we'll take questions from there. Thank you.
Yeah, I thought it was a game where we learned a lot. It wasn't very pretty at times. The obvious stat that pops out is the free throw shooting. We weren't able to put them away. But there were some stretches, I thought, the last 8 minutes or so in the first half where we really looked like the team we can become. There are a lot of fouls called. They are an old veteran team. They've got guys that have played a lot of college basketball, so it's not surprising they didn't go away. We had some, I thought Seth for a long time really carried us. Saku came in the first half and had a huge run. Faison had been out, and really took him a while to get his legs under him. And even though he didn't make the free throws in the second half, thought his play was excellent defensively on the glass. He finished some plays. A lot of contributions. Stevie was awesome. Omar was in serious foul trouble, and Stevie stepped in and had just made huge play after huge play. If we make free throws, it's a whole different conversation. But you got to make free throws. So a lot to clean up, a lot to learn from. The technical that Seth got, I thought the ending would have been different. We don't get that technical. So just a lot of things we can learn and get better at. The start of the second half, I didn't think we came out with the fire that we had at the end of the first half. But I'd rather learn all these lessons with a win, and these guys know that they didn't play their best, but we're 1-0, so we'll take it before they take it away from us.
Bart, obviously you probably want a bigger margin at the end of the game. Like you said, a win is a win, but is there value in having to scrap and kind of pull out a win like this in an opener?
Yeah, we learned so much, at least I did. I learned so much about our team. At the end, we're trying to make adjustments, and we had about 6 coaches on the floor. And they're trying to communicate with each other, but there's some things we've got to clean up, and we didn't keep the ball in front of us, and then we gave up offensive rebounds. I would say those are the 2 things I was most disappointed in. But at the same time, we kept them at bay when we could have broken. And Stevie came up with a couple of just huge plays. The one where I think Pip shot an air ball and Stevie chased it down and put it back in. We called the timeout. I thought we could have lost the entire momentum there. So I'd rather learn all this and go back. It's going to be a pretty long film session on whatever 2 days from now. We're off tomorrow. But to get this and to put it under our belt is really good. It could have been a different outcome.
Maybe a two-parter here. First for you, Bart. Stevie does not look like a freshman the way he plays, the attitude and the fire and everything. I was wondering if you could comment just on that part of Stevie. And for Stevie, where does that come from? Do you think that fire and that passion that you have to play?
Well, I've seen it every day. He's fearless. I think he and Josh both. Josh didn't get as many minutes tonight, but both are fearless. And I think in one of our introductory press conferences, I said we could play the conference championship tomorrow, and I don't think that Stevie and Josh would blink an eye. So I'll let him talk about where that comes from, but yeah, I see it every day.
Just being ready, every day getting better in practice. Practices they're tough, and it's just good, to go with each other every day. Older guys teaching me, coaches, I got great coaching staff, so they just help me every day, just stay ready. And so I keep my mind just stay ready, and my moment will come.
Is that how you can step into your first game and not have any jitter? Maybe you had some jitters and you just weren't showing it, but, you looked like a junior out there, not a freshman.
Yeah, a little bit jitters, but, I talked to my teammates, they helped me out a lot, and I just had a lot of confidence.
Coach, you mentioned those last 8 minutes in the first half. Was there any adjustments you made, or more just guys find their feet and getting comfortable out there?
Yeah, I thought we were shaky at the beginning of the game. We missed a bunch of really easy shots, missed free throws, just open threes. I think Seth made a couple that kind of opened the basket for us. Stevie stepped in, I think his very first one, came right off the bench and hit a three. And then once we saw a few go down, I think we were 2 for our first 10. And then we hit, 7 of 8 threes to end the half, something like that. Is that close? But the pace of the game was really good for us. And I think that's when their point guard, Gaines Wyatt, they started to figure out they could drive us and we'd foul him. And he kind of kept them in it in the first half. Thought we could have blown it open then, but he really got to the free throw line. We've got to clean that up. I haven't seen a fouling problem in practice, but obviously there was a fouling problem tonight.
Yeah, you had 9 different guys recording assists today. How important is that with a group of so many new guys?
It's huge, and when you 20 assists and 9 turnovers. So we talk a lot about margins, and that's a huge margin for us. And we turned them over 18 times. And I think in the first half we had 13 more shots than they did, and we were dominating the glass pretty good in the first half. We were up 12, so they really closed that down. But we still won the margin on the glass and the turnovers, and then threes were a wash. We each hit 9. So if we can get all 3 of those margins, then you can miss. What do we miss total? 19 free throws. Yeah. 19 total free throws, and still come out on top, which is unusual.
Stevie, for you, how are you able to stay focused during high-pressure moments, especially with having the game on the line?
Like I said, just, staying ready and just believing in myself. I know my coaching staff, they believe in me, and my teammates believe in me, so that's pretty much what it is.
Bart, the three-point shooting tonight wasn't great, but do you feel like you have better balance and better shooting across the board? I know it's still early, but it looks like you'll probably get better contributions up and down from the perimeter than you did last year.
Yeah, if you look, Pip didn't shoot it well tonight. He's 0 for 6 from 3. I mean, he's a really good shooter. Amar, he's 0 for 3 tonight. He'll have games where he might hit 10 himself. So you look at our Saku can shoot it. Seth, Isaiah, obviously Stevie and Josh. So you looked at our lineup last year, and there were a lot of guys that really good drivers, but You know, we're probably sub-30 3-point shooters. So it's just going to be by committee, but we shoot it way better.
Both the guys went back into the game, but D'Lo, shoulder, and then was it a cramp for Seth, the calf cramp? Those guys are both okay. Yeah, okay.
Yeah.
One more for you, Stevie. Going back to the Johnny thing, in practice, I don't know if you saw it or not, but just, having to pick up your teammate, having to see a teammate go down like that, how hard is it for a player to kind of process that and then move on, especially when you got, the season opener a few days later?
It was really hard because, over the summer we built such a bond and we built so much chemistry. He's like my brother, like my older brother. And it was, when I saw that, it was just, it broke my heart. I instantly just started crying and just broke down. I'm just like, that's my brother. I never want to see that, and it just hurt. It's been hard the last couple of days, so I'm gonna be honest.
Now the challenge is to kind of, not to sound callous, but you got to turn the page and you got to focus on the matter at hand, right? Which is continuing and winning games.
Winning games, yes, sir.